Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again for our Tuesday live session, Balance and Harmony Living, whereby we give you tips and tools and systems and strategies to make your life easier, more fulfilled. And today I have a guest that is not I would like that is not foreign to us. We've seen her before, and she's here to dish out some knowledge for us because they say knowledge is power, and that's what she's here to give to us. 1 minute. Okay. Yes, I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook. Because sometimes you do your own and the technology will want to do their own. But today everything is working great. So I want to introduce my guest. Is a young, vibrant woman that is fulfilling her dream, impacting lives, very active, very involved, and very determined, very focused. So for me, I have a passion for people that are chasing their dreams and making impact. I have a passion for that, and I really see it in she's a wellness coach for moms, and you guys know that though my coaching is not only for moms, but I love moms, and she helps them to thrive. She has a mom wellness group. So if you're a mom, you want better way of living, a more fulfilled way of living, I will encourage us to join our group. She will leave the link underneath this video. We'll do a lot in those group. She asks us some questions that you have to go back and think and make adjustments where and when needed. So she's also a registered nurse. And recently I got to meet her mom on one of our live sessions. And we learned a lot. We learned a lot. So Coach Ruth Oni, you are welcome to my platform. Thank you for always showing up when I call you. I really do appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And today we'll be talking about beyond disease. She's not just a wellness coach, she's a nurse. So we're putting two, three things together to give you what you need to live a better life. So I leave the floor for her to dish out knowledge for us.
Wow. Thank you so much, Coach Ify. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to say yes to you because you always say yes as well. But beyond that, I just really appreciate that you see something, whatever it is that you're seeing, to say, okay, I want to hear this girl speak to my community as well. And I don't take that for granted. So once again, I'm grateful and thank you for all you do. You're also an inspiration. Like a lot of people just feel like, oh, at some point in life, they should just face other things apart from really chasing their dreams. So that thing of chasing dreams is exactly what you're doing as well. You're just like going for it irrespective. You're really going for it irrespective. Like nothing can stop you. It's so obvious. You're like a moving truck. Anything that comes in your way will just get crushed on that path. And that's so inspiring for me. And in fact, you guys should look out for us in August. I'm definitely bringing Coach Ify. You're going to be hearing. Inshallah, don't worry, just wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. So thank you so much for having me. And I'll
You're
just
welcome.
today we're talking about beyond diseases. Beyond disease. I wish I could see comments or anything like that, but I really can't right now. But I just hope people will join and also contribute, answer the questions. So I want to start with a poll. I'll use Coach Ify as the person I'm speaking to, so at least I can get feedback from her. Who has done some form of personal hygiene this morning? Like you've brushed your teeth, you've had your bath, you've something exactly. Thank you.
Uh,
So the next question is why? Why did you decide to have your bath or brush your teeth this morning?
for me, it makes me feel clean. That's one. Two, it makes me feel confident when I approach other people.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So your why for brushing and bathing and whatever it is about how you show up, how you smell, how you're perceived, how you feel in your own self. As against, oh, I'm brushing my teeth because I don't want to have a tooth decay in the next XYZ number of years. Or as against, I don't want to develop a gum disease, right? Exactly. So the point is, imbibing a healthy lifestyle goes beyond merely preventing diseases. like hypertension, type 2 diabetes, a heart attack, and there is more. There is more. And we're going to be flipping that card today to zoom in into what's more. Because there's a lot going on about, oh, you don't want to have a heart attack, don't want to have a stroke, you better don't eat this, eat that, do this, do that. And even I have stewarded a lot of conversations around that, have done content on that, I've spoken about that, and I'm not exempting it from the conversation of a healthier lifestyle.
Yeah,
But the point is, there is more. There is more. And I'm not even blaming anybody, or because even our fathers of medicine, the Hippocrates to John Knox, that was how documented medicine started. There's cholera. What is causing this cholera? How can we change something so that this cholera doesn't continue to kill people? There's syphilis. There's a disease, and we're like, how do we make a change to prevent this disease from spreading? That's how documented medicine started, basically. But it's a reactive approach. It's fear mongering in a way. People are just afraid, or not afraid. They're like, well, my mom ate whatever it is. My mom smoked and she did not die. So what are you telling me? Or some people will not be so afraid, and then they're not living fully because they're trying to prevent diseases. So that approach is reactive and fear mongering. And that's what I just want us to switch a little bit in our conversation today, that it is really beyond diseases. There is more. Let somebody say that to me. There is more.
more.
Let's say that together. There is more. One more time.
There is more.
Now, before we even go into the more that I want to talk about today, what is a healthy lifestyle? Because it looks like one big healthy lifestyle. Let's break it down. It's simply making healthier choices. Choosing what will improve your function and your longevity. Or let me just break it down even further. Choosing what will help you function better and live longer. That's what a healthier choice is. That's what a healthier lifestyle is. Choosing what will make you function better and live longer. To sleep or not to sleep. To eat this or that. To take a walk or to scroll on Instagram. To go for the checkup or not to go for the checkup. Now I'm preaching to myself there, right? Which one?
I can understand.
Which one would make you function better and live longer? That is simply what a healthier lifestyle is. So let's just break it down. Okay? Have we got it now?
Yeah.
Right. So back to what the 3 reasons. I want to share 3 reasons why we must embrace a healthier lifestyle beyond just preventing diseases. What are 3 things? There are many more, but for the purpose of this conversation, I'll share 3. Why should you make those healthier choices? Or what are the benefits, if you want to put it that way, of making those healthier choices? So if I choose to eat this and not to eat that because it will improve my functionality and longevity, what does that even really mean? Let's break it down into these 3 reasons. Number 1, it helps you be. I'll say that again. It helps you be. B-E. It helps you.
Okay.
Yeah, B-E. And being simply means showing up better across every domain. Your relationships, your work. How is that? Listen, when you're healthy, you have more energy, more endurance, and you're resilient. When you're healthy, you have more energy, more endurance, and you're resilient. So as a mom, moms are my babies, but I'm talking to everybody now. This is applicable to everyone. A mom is able to be present for playtime, can recover fast from sleepless nights, can engage her husband both emotionally and physically, is more alert and productive at work. So you're being there. You're being there as a mom. You're being there as a wife. You're being there in your place of work. You are able to show up better than the last time, every time you show up. That's a benefit of making those healthier choices. Imagine you having a greater sense of inner peace, regardless of what is going on around you. Coach Ify is also a stress guru. And we've established several times that the fact that I'm managing your stress does not mean, there are things that you can avoid. I know she used to share something around avoiding. But there are some things that you cannot avoid. There's some stressors that would kind of always be there. You just need to learn to manage and live with. But imagine you being in the middle of that stressor and still having a sense of calm.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
That's what healthier living does for you. That's what making healthier choices does for you. To be is to be confident. And taking care of your body helps you feel more confident in how you look and how you feel. Let's go back to the brushing example earlier. We know that if you don't brush, definitely years down the line, there will be gum disease and all those things, right? But in the present, you're more confident because you can smile better, you can speak freely because you know that you're not oozing anything. There's that increase in confidence. You're able to show up better. So somebody might think brushing is not a healthy, is not part of healthy living, but it is.
It is.
Because it's now kind of more aesthetic. But it is not just that. It is a healthier choice that you've made. So any decision you make, and everything we are doing in this life involves your health. Because sometimes we're just looking at the physical, but there's physical, there's mental, there's social, there's emotional, and all of that, right? So you making those choices to say, do I do my devotion this morning or not? Even though I have time, will I just be snoozing my alarm and just get up and jump into my day? Even though you know that, as a child of God or as a Christian, you should do that, or you choose not to do it. It's a decision you've made. Is that contributing to you functioning better? Because then you get cranky, then you get stressed so easily, then you're transferring aggression, then so it's just decisions. Everything is choices and decisions, basically. So when you embrace a healthier lifestyle, you are able to be a better version of yourself every time. Note I didn't say best because we're improving, right? We're building on it
Exactly.
day by day. So you're improving. The more you make the healthier decisions, the better you show up every day, everywhere that you show up. Okay? So moving on to, yes.
Before you continue, you said something, and I sent in a post when I was reading the Bible this morning. Then after reading the Bible, I read some courses and talked about being calm. And I now wrote, I said, when I make that decision to always be calm, I find that I'm stronger.
Mhm.
I find out that I can handle things more. So, like you said, it's making that decision to be out, and then you can be. So I really
I love that.
resonate with that.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I sent out that post. I said I made the decision to be calm.
Mhm.
When I made that decision, I become stronger in those situations, or no matter how stressed, because some stress, like you said, we cannot do with that. But I said in this stress, in this chaos, I
Yeah,
still choose to be calm.
that's great.
Then in being calm, I become strong. I become clearer, although the chaos is still there. So
Still
it's
there.
a very strong, valid point. Thank you so
You
much.
show up, yeah, powerful. The how, and then you be.
Yeah,
This is how I'm gonna be. This is what
yeah,
this the how I'm going to brush my teeth, and then it will reflect you being. You're showing up. I'm going to be calm no matter what. I will be calm, and there's no way when you show up confident like that, you will be a better version of yourself.
yeah.
If you had not made that decision, the storm will just blow you anywhere. Even you now be wondering, did I just react that way? Because there,
Exactly. You will not recognize yourself anymore, sir. That's
because
it.
there was no decision on how to
Yeah,
be. Oh wow, that's
that's it.
powerful. Thank you so much. So I'll move to the second point, and I like this one. The first one I said it helps you be, which is showing up better in every domain, right? The second one is it helps you love.
Hmm.
It helps you love. When you prioritize your health, you create a fertile ground for healthy, enduring relationships. Anyone who, for example, exercises regularly will probably manage stress better
Hmm.
and avoid taking out their frustration on their loved ones. And that will result to a peaceful and understanding environment.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's a vitality that comes from making those healthier choices that will increase your affection and build a closer bond. In short, you want to even do more with your loved ones because of that vitality. The energy is there. You're not exhausted as a mom. You're just like tired every time. You can't play with your children. You can't spend time with them. There's that vitality that comes from you making healthier decisions as much as you can, which is basically a healthier lifestyle. Okay. So going to the gym, going on walks, taking a vacation together, whatever it is you're doing, it improves the bond, there's more fun, and there's a renewed relationship.
It's true. It's true.
So wait, listen. It doesn't matter if your spouse joins you or not, because I'm about to hear excuse. Oh, my husband is not going to join me on that wall. Go by. Either way, you win. You just go ahead. Do you understand? You just go ahead. Because like I mentioned earlier, when you prioritize your health, there's a fertile ground you're creating in your environment. Okay. I remember when I started this journey, I was on, my husband was just doing his own. And from watching me over time, my husband and I now goes to the gym. So there's that fertile environment that you create that makes other people want to hop in. There was a day I came back from work. I think I shared the video back then, and I saw my daughter what doing exercise YouTube. I was shocked, like, what's going on here? So you don't have to necessarily force it, because that's another stress that you're putting on yourself. You cannot control other people, but you just do yours. Create that fertile ground, that fertile environment, and watch them just you know get on board. Like I said, either way you win. Yes, there's more win when we are all doing it together. But you just face your front. Don't say, oh, because they won't join me, you now pack up.
And they're watching. They're
They're
watching.
watching. That's it. They're watching. Unrelated story. But I remember Tara Feladrotoye. She shared a story of how she used to fight her children. Tidy your room. Tidy your room. She will show them. She will teach them. And she has all boys, and they will still not tidy their rooms, and it was a constant battle. But guess what? When they got into uni, like they traveled out of the house and all that, they were in uni, and they'll be complaining to their mom on how their roommates are dirty. She will be she said she was shocked. So all these things I've been saying about cleanliness was actually getting in there. Just I wasn't seeing it then, but now they are the ones that are like, what's going on here? Why are people so dirty? So even if you don't see the results out, don't worry. You are sowing seeds, and you just keep watering it. The results, the fruits will show one day. So either way, you are still winning.
That example you gave is the same thing I experienced. I'm a person, I
Wow.
like things being okay. So my two daughters are out of the house, and their rooms are always arranged. But when they come home, I tell them, but I went to your place, everything was okay. Say, Mommy, you are here at home. I think they have another mindset
Right.
that the mom is there. But what they've learned something.
Yes.
Something happened to me recently that I became so emotional. I got a news. I was expecting something, it didn't come. So I now cried. So I was talking to my big daughter, and she said, Mama, you can cry. Let out the emotion. But know that you cannot stay there, and you have to now go beyond that. And I looked at her and said, the coaching classes are coming off. Because some people say, don't cry, don't cry. No, you don't tell people don't to cry. Let
Yeah.
them
Express
do
it.
that. And I didn't teach her that, but she picked it up
Hmm.
from me coaching people, from me talking to them also.
Yeah.
Let's feel your feels, but don't dwell on it.
Hmm.
And that's what she gave me back my peel, and it also helped me out.
Powerful.
So just start, they'll follow.
To
They'll
follow,
follow.
honestly. And I
That's
love what you just shared now, because really what we're trying to, when we're teaching them to do this or do that, we want them to be able to do it when we're not there.
Hmm.
Like when no mom is watching and
Yeah.
shouting at you, you are able to actually keep a clean space. That's really the essence. At
That's
home
the
they can
essence.
act like spoiled,
Exactly.
but you know that you're confident. You're confident that they've picked up that skill, and when as they're running their own lives, they are keeping. They have that skill already.
That's
And that's just so powerful. So
right.
let's not give up hope or make that an excuse. That's the point. Love flourishes in a healthy vessel.
Hmm.
So when you care for your body and your mind, the quality of your relationships are naturally enhanced. That's the truth. The quality, because a lot of times, I know as moms, I'm sorry, I'm just going to keep saying as moms, but for everybody, really. But I'm a mom, so it's easier for me to actually connect with moms. As moms, sometimes they're just waiting. Oh, my husband needs to make me happy. Oh, my children are not making me happy. We're just in that place and we're making ourselves more sad, more
Yeah.
stressed, more. But if you actually take a decision to say, what if I do not even have husband and children? How will I treat myself? How will I take care of myself? Just get up, treat yourself that way, be kind to yourself, love yourself. You'll just see that you're oozing love to them. You're oozing empathy and compassion to your children and to everybody around you, because you've taken time out to fill your own vessel.
Exactly.
So if you're healthy, you are able to give love. There's a flourishing of love. Okay, when you care for your body and your mind, you're naturally enhancing your relationships. That's the truth.
That's
You
true.
know, so you wanted to say something?
No, I said that's true.
Yeah. You know, somebody, there's this parenting coach that always says this thing, and it's so true. I think I've also written about it before, that it's not all about, oh, I'm a stay-at-home mom, I'm staying with my children all day. But every second you're with them, you're snapping, you are fighting, you're arguing, you're, what's the essence? In short, they would even prefer that I get a job and leave the house safe. You understand? So it's not about the quantity of time spent with people.
Oh, for
What's
how
the
well.
quality? Exactly. What's the quality of that relationship? And that's what a healthier lifestyle helps you build. It's even also a decision, actually, to say, if I'm with my children, I want them to have fun. It doesn't mean you won't correct them or you won't discipline them or whatever it is when that's necessary. But you can also make a decision to say, I want to actually build a more fun relationship with my children. And that's also going to impact on your health. So, when you talk about this healthier lifestyle thing and relationship, it's like a vicious cycle. It's just going back and forth, really. It's just really going back and forth. So, investing in your personal well being will equip you to give and receive love fully,
That's true.
consistently, and joyfully. So, you can receive love fully, always, and joyfully. Some people don't know how to receive too. There's that. Where they feel like they have to do everything themselves. You're not. People want to help you. Your children want to help you. No, you don't want any help. And then you're complaining of being stressed. It all boils down to the choices you're making,
Hmm.
right? So when you invest in your own personal well-being, you can give, you can receive joyfully and consistently. Okay? Right. So that's point two. So I'll say point one, it helps you be.
Yeah.
Point two, it helps you love. And point three is another favorite of mine.
Okay. Can I add something to that point too
Yes,
that you said?
yes. Go
You
ahead.
know, especially when when a couple they're having problems, sometimes they say to the woman or the man, it's when you are healthy that you can lead an healthy relationship. And healthy, not just that you are not sick, but your mind. We forget our mind, we forget our spirit. Imagine when you wake up in the morning, if you're a morning person, where your energy is high. you know when they give a lot of work to do, you are not shaken because your energy is high. But that same work they give you at a time where your energy is low, seeing that work already, you're already cringing, you're already angry, you're already annoyed. You understand? So it's the same thing with you. When you are healthy, when you are strong, and something comes, you are ready. You are ready. You have enough soft landing to take it. You react differently. You react more patient. You're more patient. You're somehow more understanding because you are complete. You are okay. You understand? And that's what we miss in relationships. So if you're not okay, you cannot even lay a demand on the next person. You cannot lay a demand on your children. You cannot lay a demand on your partner. You cannot lay a demand on your colleague. You have to be fit. And when you're fit, you can handle in love. This is a very, you are bringing, I'm loving this. I'm loving this, right? I'm loving this. You're bringing out real points that people really need to work on. And they are very subtle. They are so subtle things that people will overlook.
Yeah.
But they are the things that we need to make to lubricate that life. So it's very important to take care of yourself. Then you're in a better place to handle a lot of things.
Things,
You know?
yes. Thank you so much. That thing you just said about recovering, and it's resilience.
Yeah.
Healthier, a healthier life just makes you resilient, and you don't know how those little healthier choices contribute to your resilience. Really,
Yes.
is until that blow comes, and I'm wondering, how am I still standing with that blow?
That's
Because
good.
you've built resilience. Just practically speaking, because that might be an emotional or mental conversation. But practically speaking, let's talk about COVID. A lot of people that died, honestly speaking, are people
Oh,
who had underlying disease conditions.
yeah.
And so when that punch of COVID came, it was easier for them to fall.
Exactly.
It was
Exactly.
easier. But when there was nothing, the thing that medicine calls opportunistic diseases, they just they take the advantage. Oh, this thing is missing. Let me use the opportunity to come in. And so that's what it is when we're building our resilience. We're
Hmm.
just making ourselves stronger day by day with the little things. Today they say eat fruits. You're wondering why? Just eat it. When that flu comes, you might eventually have it, but it could have been worse. But because you've built your immunity with the kind of meals you were eating, you're not as shaken as you would have been.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
so that's powerful. Resilience is a powerful thing. It helps you love better as well. You know. Okay, so point three, which is the last for today and probably a personal favorite. It helps you stay strong and long. That's just longevity, or put in my own word. It helps you stay strong and long. So it's not all about living longer, it's about living better. And
Hmm.
when I say living better, physically capable, mentally sharp, and emotionally grounded. You're physically capable, you're mentally sharp, and you are emotionally grounded. It's a healthier lifestyle that will help you achieve this. And we've established during the course of this conversation that when we're talking of healthier lifestyle, it's not just eating and exercising. We're talking of the holistic thing. Your mind, your physical, mental, social. I'll just put it that way. Okay, right. So I work in a care home, and I've seen residents that honestly till the day, in fact, a few minutes. This one, so a few minutes before she breathed her last, she was independent.
Hmm.
In fact, before she passed, she went to the toilet. She wiped her bum. Of course, she was on the end of life pathway, so we knew that that was coming, like death was imminent. Right? She went to the toilet. Minimal support, minimal support. Physically there, mentally there, grounded. And on the other end of the spectrum are people that for years now they are there, but they are not there.
Hmm.
In their minds are not there. Physically they cannot carry out any activity of daily living for themselves.
Hmm.
you know so when we talk about living long, let's think living better as well. It's not just to be, you know ticking age. Oh, they are 99 today, but for 19 years they haven't been here. They
That's
haven't been here.
it.
you know they don't even know that they're still here. Basically, it's unfortunate. But there is an activity that I always do with my coaching clients, and I also do myself from time to time. And we can try it now. It's very simple. I just say, picture a day in your life at age 90.
Hmm.
Just picture a day in your life at age 90. What are you wearing? What are you doing? What's going on around you? How are you looking? Like, what's life like on that day? Just a day in my life at 90. Just picture that. And then when I walk backwards, what are the things you need to start doing now to get you to that place? What are some decisions you need to make now? What are some things you need to drop? What are some things you need to do more from now? Because the things you do now, the report card is what you will collect. So, at that point.
Funny enough, this is what I just wrote down. The decisions you make today build your tomorrow. As we're talking, I
Yes,
just wrote it down.
that's it. That's
That's
it. And
massive.
of course, when you wake up is your today, or maybe is your morning, or how did they put it? But the earlier you start, the better. It
That's
doesn't mean that if you're 70 already, you now say, oh, it's already late for me. You
no.
can start now to make
Yeah,
those choices. But the earlier you start,
the
the better.
better. That's true.
Okay. So staying strong physically through your exercising, your eating the right things preserves your muscle mass, preserves the mobility of your joints and your heart health. So exercising is not just muscle building and all of that. You're preserving your muscle mass. That's why they always say maybe when you're above 40, or I say anytime you go, just try and lift weights. You're building those muscles. You need those muscles, especially as you're aging. You need to preserve your muscle mass, the mobility of your joints. When they say do squats, do lunges, all those exercises, they are helping the mobility of your joints, because those are the things, those are the places it starts from. I'll be having that conversation, in August, speaking from experience. And these women are people are some of them I've spoken to. My mom, of course, is part of the line of guests as well. And she was telling me one day that she was just looking at her mom, and she was like, why is this woman always struggling to stand up? That was when she was still young girl, struggling to stand up, acting like something is happening to her joints. That is now that she's understanding. When now she's 70 herself. I should, okay, now I actually get it. You know, so those things are like, it's like law of diminishing return, but you can do something to ease it.
Yeah.
You can begin to work towards it now, to say, I don't want to get to that point where to stand up be a problem. We see them every day. I have people in my gym, and that's why it's looking like I don't think I can ever stop going to the gym. 80 something year old women in the gym. And if you see them, you both of you are competing with size of weights that you're carrying. Because they've been, and my husband was saying that, forget it, these women didn't start today. They started long ago.
I've heard
You know,
consistent.
yeah. But they're 83 now, and you cannot see any I've driven to, like, I live in a small town, and my children go to school in the next town. And there was a day, when I just started going to that gym, I see these women trekking from the other town down to the gym. At least it cannot be less than. There was a day I dropped my children at school. I went into the market, did a bit of shopping, came back. They were still, because I saw them really far away. Not less than maybe 30 to 45 minutes walk to get to the gym. And they do that to and fro. They will not take the bus or drive or anything.
See?
And it is something else, women that cannot even get up from wherever they are. These things matter. I know people will say that it's not all about it's God that preserves, and yes, but faith without works is what? You need to play your own parts. You need to do your own bit. Okay, so it's not all about avoiding aging, but it's about aging well.
Yeah.
Build strength in your body, build strength in your mind, build your habits, and that way you will build a life that is not only long but rich in independence, rich in clarity, and rich in joy. The way there are some elderly people that they cannot even really make decisions for themselves. Their children, I understand the place of children and all of that, but there's a level of independence that you build that your children will even be the ones asking you, Mommy, are you okay with this? Not that they'll be imposing things on you, and they'll just be
Exactly.
shipping you from place to another. Oh yeah, come here. Oh yeah, go there. Oh yeah. They will do the ones. Mommy, don't you think they'll be suggesting to you and praying, say, we hope mommy will agree, because you've built a level of
You're
independence.
still strong. You're still there.
Yes. It's not like you're now without a choice and you just say, Mommy, this is what we're doing. And they just carry you, that's why my heart is with the elderly, honestly. Because I just feel like a lot of people should enjoy a better life in their old age. But it starts with the decisions that we make.
No, let me tell you a funny story. Some years ago, due to stress and challenges, it affected my memory, whereby I cannot remember some part. There's a way your brain protects you
Mm,
during trauma, during chaotic situations. So then some things I don't hide things in my house, so that, because I will specifically hide it somewhere. Don't
okay.
ask me the next day. I don't know where it is. So I don't hide my password. My kids know it, things like that. So sometimes I now get afraid that when I get old, I'm going to forget things. I'm going to be dementia and things like that. So in my clinic where I worked, I now asked the doctor, say, look at the fear I have. She now said, you that you are so active, you
Thank
that
you.
you are learning, you that
Eh?
you are doing this thing.
Yeah,
You cannot, you are too active, you are too alive to get that thing.
I love it.
So I said, and he said, yes, especially people that are not active, then it eats them, like you said, when COVID come, because you give it that opportunity. But I'm not giving it that
Not a
opportunity. So
chance.
it's not going to happen. You are so active. I
Yeah.
said, I was so happy that day because it disturbed me, you understand? And I said, no, you're always learning. When I ask you, you're doing one course or the other,
Yeah.
you are on the good path. And that's a decision, that's a lifestyle, and it does a lot. It
I
does a lot.
actually have goosebumps from this thing you're sharing because it's so practical. That's the truth. Like you're learning, you're teaching, you're engaging, socially, virtually, you're building relationships, you're exercising, you're so intentional with your health that is not where does it want to come from.
Yes.
You're constantly, you know the way God created our bodies, it can heal itself. That's just the
Yeah.
truth. It
Yeah.
can heal itself, and even though it might not manifest in the way you want to see it, like, okay, now I can remember everything 100%, but the truth is that you're strengthening
Yeah.
a lot of things. You're strengthening other parts. Your mind is being strengthened, because when people think about all this, when we think about health for the mind, we are thinking a lot of complex things. We've known that even the exercises physical exercise that you do is impacting on your mind.
Freeze you. Freeze you.
Yeah. The things you're eating is impacting on your mind. Your stress management, you managing your stress level is impacting your mind, Even what you talked about earlier, crying, you're reacting to that. It's a mind exercise, really. It's a decision for the mind that I'm not going to hold this thing in. I'm going to express how I'm feeling. We don't know that all those little things, the health is really interconnected. And so all those healthier choices and decisions that you're making is strengthening you overall. That there's no room. It's like you're building a fence and you're now
Exactly.
concretizing it even more. You're
Exactly.
you're adding more what's this thing called, granite and stuff.
Everything.
Where does the thing want to squeeze in from? It will be hard. It will be difficult for it. You've made it really difficult for it. So yeah, those are the 3 points I wanted to share. It helps you be, it helps you love, and it helps you stay strong
Strong and
long.
long.
Yeah. So wrapping up, shifting our paradigm from being afraid or nonchalant, like I said earlier, as the case may be, about preventing diseases, will help us see these positivities in healthy living and help us be more proactive, more intentional, and take actions that are for the long haul. Because when we're looking at preventing diseases, most of my coaching clients, to be honest, are people that they've gotten to that point where they've given them a pre-diagnosis or a diagnosis. But
Hmm.
they say, I know Ruth used to talk about healthy living. Ruth, come and help me. They say my cholesterol is high. They say I have kidney corn before they begin to take those actions. But the truth is that a lot of times, if they were not going through my program, because I dare say most people that have gone to my program have built that. My program is structured around sustainability, really, because I'm looking at you are looking. I'm making you look at yourself at 90. But if that kind of person goes to a coach that just deals with eating healthy or maybe weight loss or something like that, and they hack it, they lose the weight, what happens? They'll go back to square one.
No game. Sounds
So
it.
focusing on preventing disease alone would not aid that longevity of actions. So if you look at it, this thing will help me be, meaning I'll show up better everywhere and every time. It helps me love. That means my relationships, we know that no man is an island, right? My relationships are better for it. It helps me stay long and strong. Nobody wants to die, and we don't even pray. Like, we're working too hard not to be here for as long as possible, until
Yeah.
it just comes, right? Or until we are really old and gray. And so if you look at it this way, you tend to take actions that will keep you on that path for much longer, right? So that's why your focus should be on what? Functionality and longevity. Things that will improve your functionality. So if you're thinking too much, what is this healthier lifestyle? How can I just look at in decision making? You have been staring at your phone for the past 1 hour. You just think about it. To drop this phone, not to drop it. Which one will improve my functionality?
To do
Which
or not to do.
to do or not to do. It's just choices, honestly. A healthier lifestyle is just the choices. It's just the choices to go to bed now or to do Netflix for another 2 hours when I know that my brain actually needs 8 hours of sleep. A finance coach was saying this thing that people will just be like, I don't know much about money. I don't know much. She says, if you keep saying that you can never be wealthy, you need to go and learn. It's the same thing that concerns health. If you keep saying, I don't know what healthy eating is, I don't know what exercising is, I don't know what, you cannot be healthy. This is about your life and yourself. If you want it, you will go for the knowledge.
That's it.
You will go for the knowledge. You will go, and that's also a healthy decision. You deciding to go for the knowledge. The other day, I was just I said, let me go and read up on food for brain health. Like I was just, you will just keep finding and finding out. You'll be interested. You'll be curious to know what can I be doing to improve my functionality and longevity. May we all live healthy, strong, alive, and alert, right? To see our great great grandchildren in Jesus' name.
Amen.
So
Amen.
thank you so much, Kochifi, for having me. I don't know if there are any questions you
Yeah,
want
I'll ask you two questions, but I wanted to say something. I was coaching someone last week and more like being an accountability partner financially. And I had to say, this week, go and look for, I'm not a financial coach. I'm only guiding you. Go and watch videos on money,
lots
making
of
money,
lots of
keeping
free
money,
resources
spending
out there.
money. Go and watch. Anywhere you're having a challenge, look in the Bible, look in literature, look on YouTube.
Mhm.
You will get information that will help you. A lot of us, we are not informed at all. and this information can be life changing. So whatever challenge you are going through, look for information, look for somebody that can help you, somebody that has done it, someone that is doing it, an expert. It will really help you. So before we let our coach Ruth go, give us three lifestyles that can help us, three healthy lifestyle choices that can help us. You have mentioned so many. Which three are your best ones? Then, is there any upcoming program? I know for the men, sorry, you can contact me. I will check whether I have any problem for you. Which programs do you have
Okay.
coming up for moms that will help them? And
Yeah.
let's know.
Okay. Thank you so much for that question. I'll share the top three honestly. I know that there are different conversations around, and like I said, healthier lifestyle is a big conversation. Like, but I just simplified it to say healthier choices. But if you're looking at top three, number one will be diet. Number one will be diet. What you eat. What you eat is like fuel. Just imagine a car. I love this illustration so much. Imagine a car and you choose to put something else that is not the fuel required in the fuel tank of that vehicle. Is is going to die in the shortest possible time. That is not even going to move. Do you understand? So food is fuel. So what you eat is very important and it's not hard. When we talk about eating healthy, make sure most of your choices, note I said most, so most can be 60/40. You can also be 100%, it can be 90. Well, it can be 100 if it's most, but it can be 99, it can be 60, it can be 51, but you can start from there. Most of the things you eat should be as close to the source as much as possible. That's just the secret of eating healthy. If you're eating something, you easily figure out what it's thing came from. The farther it is from you figuring out what it came from, the more unhealthy it is. I'll say that again. The farther it looks, or how will I put this
Give
now?
us a typical example so that everyone will
Oh,
understand it. Yeah.
yeah. So I'll just I'll say it again and then I'll give examples. Eating healthy is basically most of the time choosing food options that are close to its source as much as possible. Now, food is either from plant or animal. Right. So if you see it, can you easily trace it to its source? If you're eating now, the most common example, and I know I'm even trying to eliminate that from my children's diet, but it's so hard, is cereal. I remember when we were growing up in Nigeria, when we were eating cereal, we can even still see the corn in some of them sometimes. When we are eating Nasco, you can easily trace it that this thing came from corn. But now you have all kinds of cereals that you don't even know. Like, please, what was this thing made from? It has gone through so much processing. And the further it is from the original source, the more unhealthy it becomes because there's now additives. Sugar
Mm,
is now being added.
mm,
Excessive oil is now being added. Salt is now being added excessively because they want to make it into something. They want to preserve it in a certain way.
exactly.
So when it's healthy, it's close to the source. That's why when they're encouraging you about healthy, they say eat in your house so that you know what you are mixing and what you know what you're eating. Basically, make your own foods, right? So the point is eat food sources or food options that are close to the source as much as possible most of the time. Note I said most of the time. I know that is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
We now have sausage. We now have all the um what else am I even gonna say now? So many processed things. Bottom line, so many processed things. There's ice cream. There's so many things that are too far from the source. You can't trace it easily. You have to go back like maybe 10, 15 steps to be able to actually find some. You can never even find out where they came from. There's some sweets that I see. I'm just like, what is this thing from? The color. Ah, I don't call any name. One name is coming to my head now. They are still multicolor. Please, are we eating dye? Is this dye or what? What is this? So once there's too much
And we are
process,
so fast to eat them all.
there's even no moderation. Do you understand? Like, there's even no moderation. There's even no caution. But just let me not even go into that conversation if I get too passionate. So number one is what you eat. Number two will be exercise. We were not built not to move.
Hmm.
We're built to be active. But life as you know, see, for the past 45 minutes now, Coach Ify and I have been sat here. Some people can do their full day job sat down, like they're coding, they're the online work from home, you can be seated all day, but we were not created that way. So we have to be intentional. If it was the days of our forefathers, they would till ground now. They will, there's no way they cannot, there's no car. You sure getting on the horse and doing this going is exercise already. So there were a lot of activities. Now you can pound yam without lifting a peso. Yeah, you can do you can sit down and change channel, 200 channels. You are not even standing.
Can you use your voice now to even change? You don't need your hand.
Thank you.
Just talk.
So life has become so sedentary. That's why we need to be intentional to now infuse back the way we were created, to say we need to be active. That's what exercise is about. If you have an active lifestyle, honestly, we need to exercise extra. If we were living the way we were, created to live, we don't. But now we have to reinfuse it. That's why exercise is another thing. And I talked about diet first because some people go to the gym, but they still come back and eat all the problem, and they will not see results. They will not be wondering why. Because what you're putting in is number one. Number two will be exercise. Number three, and I would put that to, it's also a big conversation, but I'll put it to stress management, because there's a lot of things around that, that go into stress management. Meditation, mindfulness, journaling, rest, a lot of things, but just manage your stress. Manage your stress. That will be number three, especially in this 21st century. It's very important. It's very, very important, because there's a lot of physical, mental, emotional stressors. Even now, spiritual stress is going to enter, So that stress management is another very important thing that we have to prioritize on our list. So those are the top three things I would say when it comes to healthier choice, healthier lifestyle. But there's a lot, and like I said, it's just in your decisions. You just think about it. This thing I'm about to do now, is it going to improve my function and longevity, or is it going to take away from it? To do or not to do, this or that, choose wisely, basically. And so, in terms of upcoming programs, my coaching program runs every time. You check the link in my bio, you can join at any point in time. But in August, I have a show. I'll call it a show, really, called Speaking from Experience, where I'm bringing women who have gone through marriage, motherhood, and menopause. And I want them to either gone through or going through, I want them to come and open up these conversations to us, because a lot of things are shooted in, like covered in secrecy. It's not like people want to hide it, but there are no platforms to have this conversation.
They're not spoken about.
Exactly. And then other people just, that's a trend now. Who dig this pit for me? All of us are just falling inside the pit, because nobody is warning us that this is what you're going to go and see. And I know that these women, actually the ones I'm calling, don't want us to there's people that will be like, I suffered it, you to suffer it. But these people are not like that too. They want us to learn from their experiences, and that's what speaking from experience is basically about. So we're going to hear them share from their experience, and we'll learn from them, from all these women. So I have 4 amazing women, including the beautiful Coach Ify as well. So they'll be sharing with us. I'll share the dates and the time. So just save those dates and attend. And if you're not a woman, you're a man, release your wife, share the flyer with your wife.
Yes, so release your auntie, your daughter.
Or your daughter, share it with the women in your community, because like we said earlier, when they are whole, they're able to be whole for you as well. They're able to build a healthier relationship, a healthier environment, cultivate a more friendly, more fun environment in your home and around you. So let the women come. And then in October, actually, I'll be having a live event, Moms Unplugged. We're still working behind the scenes on all the details and all of that, but it's a physical event. I'll also stream it virtually for those who can come to the UK and my small village here. But it's basically a mom event, and I'm taking sponsorships, people who want to exhibit or support, because it's a free event for moms to just unplug, just pull out the plug from the socket and come and take some time out. So appealing to also the men, because I don't want to hear, she has small baby, you can look after that baby for her while she's away. Okay, so yeah, those are the
Wow,
things.
that's beautiful. Please don't miss those programs. I will put our platforms on underneath the video so that you can connect with her. Like I said, you can only improve because she's always dishing out knowledge. Look at today's session. Just look at today's session. It was really a blessing for me, making LDR decisions to become you, to be, to love, and to become strong and long. You cannot even forget that. When you want to make that decision, you just remember, be, love, strong. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So if you're watching the replay, tell us the part that you really are going to start improving. It's not just knowledge,
Yeah.
it's
Action.
about you taking action, no matter how small, no matter whatever changes you can do. Please, let's start making those changes. Thank you so much. I just want to say this weekend I'm having my self-care masterclass. I hope it takes place. So if you're interested in learning how to save time, money, better your relationship, part of what we talked about, learn to take care of yourself. And I also was that last week you did something on self-care? Was it
Yes.
last week? Yeah.
I had the light.
Self-care must not be expensive, but it's everything we're talking about. It must be intentional. You must be intentional about the things you do, the decisions you make, the actions you take. And when you now know what actions you can take, what tools you can put in place to better your life, to save you money, all these LDR decisions you make, at the end of the day, you are saving money because you're not buying drugs. You understand?
Yeah.
You are improving your relationship. You're becoming a better person. You're showing up better for yourself. Those are the advantages or the
And you're
benefits.
there, you're healthy to make more money.
You are healthy to make more
Not to
money.
there to make more
That's
money.
the truth. If you are a business owner and you get sick, you don't open shop. No, you close your shop. You cannot make money. And if you're a business owner and you're not taking care of your workers, they won't come to work. You understand? So these are the things we'll be discussing on that self-care masterclass. If you're not joined, please do join. I have a minimum amount of people that will join, and I will hold. If not, we'll take it over to the next month. So thank you, Coach Ruth. God
Thank
bless
you
you.
so much.
We'll
Thank you.
definitely see you again. I'm having a series from August interviewing people on. I'm just interviewing. I'll be giving you odd questions and seeing your
Uh,
response about how you manage stress in your life, in your family. I'm going
uh,
to send you your invitation,
okay.
and we'll talk about that. So
All right.
thank you everyone
Thank
for
you so
viewing
much.
us. God
Thank you.
bless you.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Ma.